All right, let's start the new semester where we left off with parallelograms. We were doing some proofs with these before we took the final, but just want to take a step back and gather where we were and what we started with here. So a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides, okay? And then we looked at a special type of quadrilateral that is a parallelogram, okay, which is just a quadrilateral that has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And we usually mark those with arrows. And since these 2 are parallel, we each have 1 arrow, and these are parallel, but to show that this isn't parallel to this, we use double arrows. The same way we do congruency and for angles and segments. All right, so a few terms that we looked at. Opposite sides, 2 parallel sides. Parallelogram, right? So opposite sides. So for example, we have AD and we have BC. Those are opposite sides. Also, we have, and you can see those here as well. Then we also have AB and DC. So AB and DC. We have consecutive angles. So angles at adjacent or next to adjacent vertices. So for example, we got 4 sets. So AB are adjacent. They are consecutive angles. We have AD, those are consecutive. And we have CB, those are consecutive, and CD. So 4 sets here. Let's write those out. Angle B, angle A. Try it again. Do angle A and angle B. And then angle A, angle D. The first set. And then go across, start with C. So we have angle C and angle B. And angle C and angle D. There we go. Those are our 4 sets of adjacent angles. Then we have opposite angles, angles at opposite or across from vertices. Okay. So for example, across from A would be angle C. So angle A and angle C. And then across from angle B, we have angle D. All right, a diagonal is a segment. We're talking about diagonal, we're talking about segments or lines, right, that connect to opposite angles or opposite vertices. So in this case, this segment connects the vertice A and the vertice C. So AC, the diagonal, and BB is the other diagonal, or BD. Okay. Go ahead and flip that over. I want you to actually take a protractor and measure this, the length of the sides, right? And use centimeters for each one of these. And show, well, probably hypothesize, well, what do you think is congruent to what? Right, so I'll give you a hint. AB, if that came out to be 9 centimeters, what would that be congruent to? Well, probably not the shorter sides, but the side opposite or across from. So CD would also come out to 9. And just go ahead and measure what these are. And of course, those will probably be congruent, BC and AD. Then we can measure the angles using the protractor. Right, measure angle A will probably be an obtuse angle, right? Looks like it's bigger than 90. So if we did that, we'll come up with 110 degrees. And where's the other obtuse angle here? That'd be across from, right? Or diagonal from. So we have angle C is also 110 degrees. Then go ahead and find out what would angle B and angle D have to be. And make some conjectures, such as opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are fill in the blank. Consecutive angles of a parallelogram are fill in the blank. Just what do you notice is the same and what do you notice is supplementary? Okay. And of course we can do the same thing here. Measuring these points, how far is it from A to E? The middle here. How far is it from E to C? Are they the same? Right? You'll probably find out, yeah, these come out to be congruent. So that would be a conjecture that we have two diagonals when they intersect cross at the midpoint. So just do the measurements here. Find out what those exact values are. And when you're done with that, you can start the video back up, but pause it here. All right. Lastly, just looking at the slopes of lines. Review, we're going to need this for a little bit later. So what is the slope of AB? What is the rise? What is the run? The rise would be down 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4, negative 4. The run would be 1, 2, 3. The slope for CD, or actually let's go BC. So for BC, the rise is 1, 2. The run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's also equal to 1/3. And go ahead and find the slopes for CD and the slope for DA and see what you notice about the values here. Okay. And then write that down formally here as a conjecture. You know, the values for opposite sides of parallelogram are what? And that will be it for this page. Then just go to Khan Academy afterwards. And there are 2 assignments there that are very short, 4 questions each for you to work on. 2 exercises. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.